King had hoped that the bus boycott, the sit-ins, and other forms of civil disobedience would stir white Southern moderates, led by his fellow clergy, to see the immorality of segregation and racism. His famous letter from a Birmingham jail, written in 1963, outlines King's strategy for using non-violent civil disobedience to force a response from the Southern white establishment and to generate sympathy and support among white liberals and moderates. But King eventually realized that many white Americans had at least a psychological stake in perpetuating racism. He began to recognize that racial segregation was devised not only to oppress African Americans, but also to keep working-class whites from challenging their own oppression by letting them feel superior to blacks. As he pointed out from the Capitol steps in Montgomery following the 1965 March from Selma, King said, quote, "The Southern aristocracy took the world and gave the poor white man Jim Crow, and when his wrinkled stomach cried out for the food that his empty pockets could not provide, he ate Jim Crow, a psychological bird that told him that no matter how bad off he was, at least he was a white man, better than a black man." Dreier then goes on to note that when King launched a civil rights campaign in Chicago in 1965, he was shocked by the hatred and violence expressed by working-class whites as he and his followers marched through the streets of segregated neighborhoods in Chicago and its suburbs. He saw that the problem in Chicago's ghetto was not legal segregation, but economic exploitation, slum housing, overpriced food, and low-wage jobs because someone profits from its existence. These experiences led King to develop a more radical outlook.